guys, welcome to the Cairngorms in Scotland. I'm up here with Audi UK to test drive or first drive the facelifted and revised Audi RS3 that's parked behind me. This is the Saloon. They also have the hatchback. We're going to take this out today. I say I'm lucky enough to be up here with Mr. Paul Wallace.
Hello.
From Supercars of London. Let's jump inside and see what this car's all about. This particular model is the
Audi Sports Edition.
It's a unique model for the UK market because various markets get the chance to spec. I think all markets get the chance to spec how they want their cars to be. So an S-Line in Germany might be different to an S-Line in the UK, for instance. But this is a UK specific spec, if you like. And it's kind of got the options that the majority of RS3 owners are going to want to go for.
Yeah, they've kind of picked the most popular stuff that they've seen over the years from customers that have ordered them and gone, well, let's just build a package.
Yep.
And then send it out to the masses and see what they think. Exactly,
and apparently it's doing really well. It's already, I think the order books have only been open about a month, but it's already outselling the regular RS3 by 70%, 70 to 30, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's a number of reasons behind that. As we said, most people will go for the options that this has: the bucket seats, the black styling pack, the carbon inlays, the
sports exhaust.
Sports exhaust. Yeah, not particularly sporty. The base. What are we in? I had to look back there. We're in a Saloon. Because obviously you got a Saloon and a hatchback available in the RS3, as you did have before. I believe the Saloon's about £1,000 more, so £47,000 on the road for the standard one, and 51 with the Sports
Edition.
Sports Edition. It's a nice car, 51. I think this one's about 52 on the road, so it's got maybe an optional paintwork or something. But as a package, it is fantastic. And I know I haven't really featured the RS3 on my channel much, if anything. I had Sam Moore's old one actually. I took that out for a drive. And there's no denying that, yes, I know I like my rear-wheel drive cars, as I know Paul definitely does as well. But this is a product in this sort of weather, on these sort of roads. I wouldn't keep up with it in my M2. It's an absolute weapon, and I think what people are very quick to compare the RS3 with is cars like my previous M140i and stuff. But really, an M140i is about 33, 34 grand list, so it's not really fair on the M-Lights and cheaper cars like that, the Golf R's and stuff. This is kind of a standalone product. It's priced the same as an M2, really. Yeah. But it offers.
It goes up against the A45 as well. It's a real premium hot hatch.
It is in a way. Yep.
You've got 400 PS, 480 Newton meters of torque, and I think you can have just as much fun in this as you can in an M2 as another RS3 goes.
And then TTRS, both in not great.
Nice.
Yeah, you can. You're right. I think you can up to the limit. I reckon you can still have a bit more fun in a rear-wheel drive car.
Absolutely.
You know,
I was going to say this is more for someone that wants to have fun but doesn't feel like they're on the edge of death.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas if you're on the edge of the limit of an M2, it can get a little bit
hairy.
Yeah.
a bit like with your old M3 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's taking nothing away from this, and in fact, this has got magnetic ride. Again, I think it might be. Don't quote me on that. I don't know.
All we know that it can send 100% of the power to.
Yes, either axle.
Yeah.
Which is great, and I think the Haldex system, or whatever they call it now, has improved massively compared to the early 2012 or 2011 RS3s that were a bit, I don't know, they loved a bit of Audi steer. But this certainly feels good. It handles really well, and in comfort, it's actually really plush. We had one on the way from the airport. The standard car, I can't imagine many people are going to go for that, just because it just doesn't look special enough out of the box. And there's a lot of things like the black styling pack and things like that you can't option on the regular RS3, so it kind of only leaves you with the one option to go for the Sports Edition. See, I remembered it that time.
Yeah, you're learning.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice. It sounds, you can still hear, we'll just drop down the gears a bit here. You can still hear, like, there's no denying or mistaking that sound for a 5-cylinder or an 10-cylinder.
They do sound similar.
They do sound similar. It's a great car. It feels really good. Steering feels great. I love the steering wheel. Actually, they haven't gone too crazy with the fat padding in this. It just feels really nice. It sits in your hands lovely. The interiors, what you've got to remember about these cars, and Paul and I drove the standard one to the hotel about an hour ago. There is no changes inside. It's exactly the same car, and in fact, really, if you strip away the Sports Edition, this new model, if you like, there is no difference. There's apart from they've introduced the OPF filter, so to many people that's going to be a negative, I guess, because it reduces some of the sounds and the character of the car. But unfortunately, that's just the way that people have had to go. You know, Audi would have otherwise just had to pull the RS3 out of the product range. So you're going to all agree that at least they've worked around that problem.
It's better to have an RS3
than not.
That doesn't sound good than not have an RS3.
Exactly, and that's what they've had to do. And as Paul said, I think on his video earlier on, the exhaust, you know, now the OPF's been around for about a year, and a lot of cars, exhaust manufacturers are making exhausts to fit specific models. So very soon, I'm sure someone's going to have a Krabovic, or whoever it might be, Remus, are going to have a mega exhaust for this car that will bring back a lot of that character. Or you just give it to Paul, and what we do, drop the cats and the OPF out, and where you go, just straight pipe it from there.
Based on the last hour, I'm launching my own exhaust company.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like there's a market for it.
Yeah, description in the description below. You'll have it set up by tomorrow. But yeah, it's a great car. I mean, it's just, you know, we've actually just gone from rain to dry, and it kind of sums up these roads, these conditions. It just sums up this car. It just feels great. And in fact, I've just come off the back of 8 days in Spain driving pretty fast with a lot of other cars, and one of the most impressive cars there was a 67 plate RS3, obviously the one that just before this one, Saloon, driven by a lovely guy called Matt. And that was on pace the whole time, come rain or shine, he was up my arse. Yes, his brakes were pretty much on fire in places, and he went through a set of fronts by day 3 or day 4. But yeah, what a car! And it you know, it's really cool. And actually, there's lots of space in here. It's practical. You can forget that you're in an RS product, which I think is always a good sign for something of an RS or an M car, whatever. If you can turn everything off, dial it back, and then just stick it into comfort, I think the breadth of ability of this car is really strong.
Good terminology there.
Yeah.
Breadth of ability.
Breadth of ability. You like that one? Yeah. I don't know how that came. I think that's basically summed up what is new or not so much about the new RS3. It's, you know, they've changed the exhaust. It is a quieter car, but the main thing is there's this Sports Edition model which is going to outsell the regular car. Also, it's got better residuals. Most of us buy cars. I always talk about I buy everything on finance because I can't afford a £50,000 M2. And the residuals on this particular Sports Edition model are better than the regular car. So actually, the monthlies are a bit more, but they're not. You know, it's not horrendously more. You're not paying an extra £4,000. I think that's it. Did I take a breath in any of that?
I don't think so, but you nailed it. I was just sat here kind of like nodding along.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what was like? No, there was one thing that I think just coming on this drive and being able to drive RS3s and TTRSs all day is so much fun, but jumping in the car with you, I completely forgot that you are so like BMW focused. So the initial conversation when we were talking about little things and saying, oh, it could be doing this, could be doing a little bit more power and stuff, and then when you were just mentioning there that like M40Is, M2s, I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot that you're like BMW through and through.
I've got it through my blood. Yeah,
I've got BMW ahead of Audi at the moment as well in terms of the fun factor.
Yeah.
I feel like this car, like you can jump in it and be a bit of an idiot, and the car will keep you on the road.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And then at that point, you're getting more value out of the car from a fun point of view.
Yep.
Without ending up in a box.
Yeah, or ditch or anything really. Yeah, a river around here. Yeah. No, you're 100% right, but that's not to take away from the fact that this is still a driver's car. But I think an M car, you're probably going to have more fun at slightly slower speeds because it's just moving around and sliding around. Yeah. But then the new M3 that's incoming is apparently going to be X-Drive and whatever else. But
that's going to be phenomenal.
It will be, won't it? Over 500 horsepower. Anyway, this is about the Audi, obviously. Right, guys. So yeah, that
Good
is
timing.
Yeah, perfect. We are back at the hotel. Yeah, I'm going to take out the TTRS.
I think we should drive the TTRS.
Yes. Yeah.
Because this is 0 to 60 in 4.1. That's 3.7.
Yes. Oh, and that's the other thing. Stats. Yeah, 4.1, which we know is probably a 4 dead or 3.9. It's always very conservative. And top speed 155 mile an hour limited, but you can get the limiter lifted to 174 or whatever. But that's apparently about £1,600 option. So I don't know how many people are going to go. But then it's one of those things when you're down the pub with your mates, you're like, how fast your car go? 174.
Yeah.
And everyone else says 155, so you're like,
And this is like going to be the last of its era with all of this ridiculous regulations coming in where they're just going to cap all of the speed limits so that you can only do 70 on the road.
Exactly.
So buy one of these now.
Yeah. Well,
and then just keep it in the garage. Don't tell anyone you've got it, and then whip it out at 2030.
Yes.
And be like, 145.
We'll be looking back in those times at like us doing this video, because we'll hopefully be able to do that. We'll be like, shit, we're complaining about the OPF filter, and it's like, what? And now it's like
we're in autonomous living rooms.
Yeah, it's like, our chairs turn around like this, and basically it becomes an interview, doesn't become a car review.
It's gonna get ridiculous.
It is. Cool. Well, brilliant. Hey, awesome. Thanks.
It's been so much fun.
Honestly, I know everyone knows who Paul is, but if you don't and you've been living under a rock, then check his link out below in the description.
I'm glad it's kind of damp out there, because I watch a lot of your videos and you tend to
what are you talking about, Paul?
You tend to hug the red line on cars, and I was like holding on, being like, all right, I'm ready for a Joe Achilles video.
So we just went to turn around and we found a really nice road, so I thought I better put a little bit of driving shots in, because Paul sounded like he wanted to get scared anyway, so no, I'm not going to push hard at all.
It's just epic road after epic road here. Look at this. You can see for miles. I tell you what, there would be worse. I'd be a worse passenger with other drivers than you.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, see, as I've got older, I've got a bit more sensible. You know, like, you have to be.
Yeah.
The road conditions, the bumps, everything, but it just the dampeners feel expensive in this, don't they? Like, you don't get too much bounce or listen to that. Yes. Oh, when you get on the brakes, it
squats down.
Yeah, it hunkers down a bit like the R8 does. You know, when you come off the power and onto the brakes. Brilliant car.
It is a good package.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, we're just cruising along doing a review, and now we're out on a back road, and actually it's kind of coming alive a lot more than I thought it would. Okay.
I just love the fact that it's small, it's compact, it's got the right amount of power. That actually, when you do start pushing on, you don't feel like you're lugging around. Like when you're driving an R8, you know you're in something special, you know you're in something expensive, therefore you hold back a little bit more.
Yes.
You can get more out of a car that costs less. Because you don't have that responsibility of what happens if I crash.
Exactly. And you're not sitting so low, and your vision's much better. There's much more glass around you. No, 100%. It is cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Any questions and stuff below. And I'll see you at the next one, which will probably be the TTRS that we're about to jump into. Cheers. Thanks, Paul.